Evening, chaps and chapesses. It was supposed to be Romanian this week. No, I was going to go Irish. I was going to try Gaelic, but yeah, as you can tell from my seating position, we're not at the workshop, and today has not been exactly gone to plan. And welcome to episode number 9 of the Pound Roundup. Yeah, the George Diaries have dictated that we've not had a day in today, so yeah, we're improvising as I feel I now have an obligation to myself and to the channel and to YouTube to keep knocking one out every week. So this is going to be brief. Can I put my hand behind it? 'Cause my arm's going dead. So I'm not going to get my big paw on the screen. Um, yeah, so I feel obligated to carry on making these every week. So we're going to do it from home. Good progress on the Sprite this week. Uh, even though Tuesday was a washout, work was a disaster. Um, Hand out the screen. Um, yeah, so I haven't had the most time, but the time we have had has been really productive. So we've got the exhaust system made up. Um, Obviously, beforehand we had the manifold and the downpipe done, and we had it sort of X'd in. So we've now fitted the rest of the exhaust up to max power era cherry bomb style kit. So that's come out really nice actually for the work that was involved in that. It's been quite plain sailing, and it's come out nice, fits nice. So that's always nice. Everything's nice. Um, yeah, so that's gone well. But it's about to have a shit fit behind me, I think. I think he spools underneath the sofa. I thought he was just going to try and get it. Um, yeah, so that all turned out really nice. Um, we had a lot of like the wiring run for stuff, but it was a bit thrown in there just whilst we was getting everything working and operating, which obviously after last Sunday we know is now working and operating. But he's out the window. The dog's sitting on the windowsill. Um, yeah, so we've got all that wiring now routed properly, clipped up into position, and nice and neat and tidy. How I like stuff. A few different like locations finalised. Like I wasn't 100% where I was going to put the ECU, and then how the wires were going to run, and like the battery cabling in the earth, how we was going to run them neat and tidy, and where they was going. And, just silly stuff like that. But it's all time-consuming work. Um, so it's quite nice to have that ticked off and like finalised. Um, what did I do yesterday? I think I spent all of yesterday on Sprite. Didn't do my booked in work because there was an issue with that. Um, we got my toolboxes swapped around, so my boxes at the unit and out work, and my bottom box from work is now at the unit. I wanted to do that so I can have use it as like a mobile bench because it really winds me up having to if I'm doing just like fabrication work. Let me swap arms again. If I'm doing fabrication work and then I go from the job, get my hand that way. If I go from the job and then I go need to just like adjust it, but I need a visor to go across the workshop, which isn't a massive issue because my workshop's only small, obviously, but it is still an annoyance. So to have my granddad's old vice is on my bench, which is also a really nice touch for me. My granddad was a wood turner, and yeah, when he passed away, I got my pillar drill was his, and I also asked my uncle if I could take his little vice as well, and it now lives on my box. And every time I use it, is a bit of a reminder of him. So yeah, it's like a nice family touch. But yeah, it's nice to have that like on the work that I'm doing, so I can just like turn around, go to it, and chuck it in the vice, or put it on the bench and just grind something off, or tidy something, or it's just nicer. It's a nicer way to work. Um, so yeah, so we've done that this week. But other than that, it's not. It's weird because it's been a good, solid, productive week. It doesn't really, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound like a lot. Like there's a lot of little itty jobs done and like things finalised off of it. So yeah, it's been productive. Not as productive as I'd hoped. You know, you get to the point with how George's epilepsy is that shit happens and you just have to you deal with it on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, I'd rather he was well than I was at work or whichever. So yeah, it is what it is. We move forwards. Hopefully next week will be a more productive week. I've got quite a busy week planned for next week, like aside from Sprite work as well. So I'm gonna have to put in a couple of extra shifts to get myself caught back up. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And we'll see you next week. Take it easy.